Alright, I normally wouldn't be using my security camera footage for a video, but this thing's big. Alright, now that I got the garage door shut, I can open this thing up. It's a little bit of a drizzle outside right now, so probably not going to turn it on tonight. I'm just going to get it out of the box, and we'll see what happens. I'm standing directly in front of the light, so that is not great. So it's got these little releasable handles that lock into the cardboard. That's how you open it officially. I don't think these have ever been removed, if I'm lucky. Little piece of plastic. Hopefully that's nothing serious. This is a bit more serious. It's a little blurry, but that is a cockroach egg. I used to live in Hawaii, so that's how I know. So this cardboard is, as awesome as the cardboard is, it ain't sticking around. Big giant box. Alright, so it looks like they actually cut the plastic open to put the sticker on here when it went to auction. So, some slight marks. Oh, that was the garage light that just closed or turned off. I'm going to get more lights. I haven't gotten out of the plastic yet, but it does look like it might be new. And this is how I can tell, because the rubber bands have turned like black or coffee color and they're just breaking apart. But this is a unused, slightly tarnished, a little bit of corrosion on that cable. So this has probably not spent a good part of its life in somewhere dry. I did get it out of the guy's shed. So I don't know how long this thing sat in the guy's shed. His father had passed away. His father was a collector of sorts, and it had a lot of other stuff in that shed, so not all of it was computer stuff, but this looks like it might be new. Let's get it a little further out of the packaging. Yeah, there's not a scratch on this thing. It is clean. And I believe it to be new. I don't, like, once I get it on the bench, I'm going to open it up, make sure there's nothing living on the inside, make sure everything is clean and not ready to pop, and make the rest of my garage stink like burnt capacitor. I'm going to get this thing on the bench and cleaned up, make sure that the inside is clean, make sure there's no corrosion, and see how many hours are in this thing. If this is a true 0 hour or 1 hour, you know, however long it was on a test bench before they shipped it, if this is a true low hour, 0 hour monitor, that's going to be amazing. I really hope I can check out the hours on it. That'd be awesome. There is, like I said, a sticker up top here. This was the sticker that came from the auction house when it went to state auction. Everything else looks pristine and brand new. So from the magic of editing, we're going to cut this to the bench. Alrighty, I got everything on the bench. It was heavy. It was not easy to get up here. I have a better way to move it. You'll see later in the video. However, it's big, and I do have to get in the back of this thing, make sure it's safe to power on, make sure there's no critters living inside. Preferably none would be great, because I don't need to be bringing those into my house. And yeah, let's just take a look at this thing. It is heavy. It is not easy to move. And boy, is it gonna be fun to get working once it is all together with a matching destination PC, which I also have in the works. So stay tuned for that too. Alright, next step is getting this thing spun around so that I can show you the backside and the inside of it. I'm gonna cut that because it's gonna be a lot of grunts and moans that you probably don't want to hear. Alright, here we go. I don't know if this is a good angle for me, but you can see the holes on camera here. There's a couple screws in the back here, a couple on the top, and a couple down the sides. I'm going to get those off, and we're going to open this thing right up. All right, I got the back unscrewed, so we're going to slide this off carefully. I want to make sure I'm not snagging anything. I want to make sure that I don't also break something that I can't replace. It appears like it's catching on the very top here. need to be extremely careful doing this because I don't want to break the neck, which could be very easy. And there's a lot of weight to put on this thing. In fact, I'm going to get something to place under it. Here we go. I got some 30-year-old Post-it notes that seem to be the correct height to place under the frame itself. Nope. That's a little too much weight on the wrong spot. I don't like this at all. I seem to lean it back and it's putting a lot of pressure on some plastics that don't need pressure. We got some dead spiders in here that could have come from my garage because I am just infested with them apparently. I can't leave my camera undusted for too long because they start just making webs on the microphone, which is just great. But I'm going to see about getting a proper stand here for something to sit on because I don't want to take a chance of breaking any of these plastics because everything is pristine. Alright, I got it down on its face. I did put a proper cloth down here so I wouldn't scratch anything. It is heavy. I don't want to put too much stress on the plastic here, which was what was happening. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to film some stuff from this side, looking in. It's safer for me to film it on my iPhone and edit it in than it is for me to get this thing situated proper for the studio camera. So bear with me a moment. So here we are looking at the neck and a little bit of the backside of my studio. And we've got the control board here. Everything looks pretty clean. Let's see if I can change the focus on that a little bit here. But that is the board in question. Like I said, the neck is in great shape as I trip over stuff. This is the tube in use. It's a Mitsubishi color picture tube, which is great. They made really great CRTs back in the day. And once again, here's another angle of that board. Everything looks clean. I don't see any bulging capacitors, nothing leaking. There is a little bit of rust on the back of that, so I'll probably touch that up. And on the inside of the neck board, you've got your little color chip there, I believe. And yeah, pretty basic, straightforward design. No speakers to be seen at all. All the speakers were external on this unit. All right, and back to this camera. As you can see, everything looks really good. A few little cobwebs, most likely from my garage and not the storage unit where this thing was forever. And overall, it looks really clean. I'm really happy with this. I don't see any damage on the inside here. I wish there was a way to get this thing to display more than 800 by 600, but, you know, beggars can't be choosers. I can't exactly find too many of these on the marketplace. So I got lucky to find the one I did. I'm going to clean that rust up, and we are going to get this thing buttoned back up and turned on. Alright, here we are back to a normal temperature in my studio. We are going through a heat wave right now, so even with insulation, AC, and everything, it still gets pretty hot in this garage on the hottest of summer days. So, got to deal with that. But here we are. I'm freshly showered. Got a computer here to run our system. So let's take a look at it. There's that static sound. It's turning on. Now, as you can see, the resolution is perfect right now because it is basically the default BIOS resolution. Pretty much any monitor should be able to pick that up. And here we are in Windows ME starting up. It's going to be a little flickery. Once it's in the OS, it should tone that down a bit. I have the camera set up to match the refresh rate, so that should be a little bit better. If it's not, I'll have to make some adjustments. Alright, there we go. Let's just get out of that real quick. And Windows sound. I do have a little line going here. That's the best I could get it. I couldn't get it perfect, but this is still pretty good. The resolution I have on this right now that I have working is 640 by 480. It's not a great resolution. Even for Windows ME, it's
pretty small. Now this thing will support 800 by 600, but this isn't exactly cooperating right now. Once I get the destination up and running, I will have it paired with this, and let me show you where that's going to go. All right, I had to zoom out as far as I get in my studio for this one. I don't quite have room for it on camera at the moment, but I was able to secure an actual AV cart that you would find in the 80s and 90s in school. So this is going to be the permanent home of my destination monitor. And let me pull it up real quick. My one-of-a-kind Gateway destination PC that was used in development of the destination PC. This is one of a kind. I'm going to be going over it on a future video very soon that is just amazing. It was I'll tell you the whole story of how I acquired it, but this is very cool. We're going to get into that very soon, but this is going to be running this. And best of all, it's going to be on this. Now, one thing you do need when you put a monitor of this size on a cart of this size, that much weight on top of something that rolls around, you don't want it to fall over. So I was also able to get the original Bretford ratchet strap that'll go right over top of this thing. I can cart this thing around. I need to get permission to film in a school so that I can get an actual classroom video of this thing working. That would be great. I'm going to see if I can do that. No promises, but I think that would be very cool for a future video. If you like what you see, let me know. I'm definitely going to get more videos of this out once I get the destination PC up and running. It is up and running, but I have not yet connected it to the monitor just yet. So that's going to be a little bit of exploratory on that, but I will make a video of that whole process, and we're going to get this up and running with the actual development PC from Gateway. Once again, I'll get into that story in the next video. Very cool how I got it. Awesome guy. I'll tell you the whole story. So stay tuned for more. Like, subscribe, and we'll get this up on the cart, belted on, and see you in the next one. Okay, we are almost there.